Coach, you've got the floor.
Thanks, John. Yeah, good evening, everybody. Yeah, obviously it's a high-profile game, big game. Every time you travel to Miami, and yeah, it was important from the get-go to make sure we stick to our guns, play our game, and you know, give off the performance that we know that we can give off. And I thought, yeah, in the first half, I think we were a little bit unlucky not to be 2, 3, 4 goals ahead by half time. You know, I thought the match plan, everything worked according to exactly how this game is going to unfold. And if you give Inter Miami and their players, I'm happy that they all started against us, because through these games you'll learn and grow. And if you really get at them with our principles, it can be a joy to watch. When you're a little bit too late, it's a joy to watch on the other end as well. With their coach being happy with what they can do. So yeah, many moments proud of the boys, a little bit upset that we couldn't walk away here with 3 points, as has been the tale of our season right now, where the game is defined by small margins. But yeah, we take this point. No one ever gave us a chance. And for that, I don't really, buy much into that. I thought we were good enough here for a win.
Thanks, Coach. We'll open the floor to questions. First one will go to Tom Timmerman.
Brad, you felt good about how the team had played in these earlier games leading up to this. Did you see more of that tonight, of the way you guys have played during this?
Yeah, I think it was a really tough moment to lose Rasmus so early on, right? So Rasmus is the one weapon that we have down that right-hand side, where we can get in behind and threaten the back line. We knew that they were attacking and very dynamic with their outside backs. So yeah, these were areas to exploit, and unfortunately he goes down. So still waiting on the medical diagnosis there, so too early to tell. But the game unfolded exactly how we thought. And yes, if you have that many chances, Tom, you have to finish games, and that's what it's all about. But what I did see is a team that's very committed. I'm not too sure I've seen a game where Messi lost the ball so many times, in transition, and we were, coming from the front, the back, the side, which was amazing to watch. And I mean, yeah, that's a player with the highest pedigree. So, we proved we can perform at this stage. And yeah, I think everyone's a little bit upset right now.
And you got a good game from Kojima, though, coming in for Rasmus.
Fantastic. I've just told the boys here, guys who invest in their careers, guys who invest in, whether it's tough to find minutes with us, but then, yeah, you go and play City 2 and get a couple of games. He looked great in the 10 in the last game for Bobby at City 2. And, all of a sudden you think, yeah, he could be an option off the bench, just the way he empties the tank, the way he presses, the way he, applies our principles. And this is important. This is a winning combination. If you can get that type of performance out of Jose, and he did exactly what was necessary tonight.
Next, we'll go to Justin Horniker.
Hey, Coach. In a game with Lionel Messi, it seemed like Celio had one of the more impressive dribbling sequences of the night. How good was it to see your game plan of players running downhill with the ball allow them to make some impressive individual moments as well?
Yeah, we spoke about it before, that we're not looking for individual moments. We're looking for collective moments, but to bring their individual quality in the right moments, right? So, and I think a lot of us showed it. I mean, no one takes away the work that Durkin does. No one looks at that, right? It doesn't look impressive. But what he did defensively, incredible. Edu comes in for the amount of time that he's missed, comes in. And I thought he was, awesome. He demands and commands a lot of respect from the opponent, and he has the quality to connect. And then Celio does Celio things, Klaus does Klaus things, Tony does. Everyone played a role tonight, and that's why I think we just collectively a little disappointed here that we don't leave with the 3 points.
We'll go back to Tom.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you about Chris Durkin. I mean, he a great goal to get things started and put you guys ahead, and then he's kind of hovering around on that own goal that puts you ahead again. The offense from Chris is got to be a good bonus with what he does defensively.
100%. He's another guy that, wherever the ball goes, he goes, and our orientation is always the ball. So I mean, it's very good for our principles that he gets rewarded now with a great shot, and then very close to the head. Was very cool to watch. We were able to mitigate a lot of what they did. And then, yeah, I think as the game gets a little stretched, as the game gets a little frantic, as they get a little bit more desperate, they are able to show and flex their muscles, a little bit, where they can show, find gaps, find spaces, find the runners, and then it becomes tough for our group, right? So again, we'll look at this game and reflect back, because we should get, through these experiences, we should, keep them in the memory bank and in the hard drive, because you only get better through these games.
We'll go back to Justin.
Speaking to that, Coach, recently you talked about how you believe that your team was kind of on the cusp of, turning things around. Is this game a nice little stamp that, like, look, if we keep doing what we've been doing, we're going to get results, but we still have more to go?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of teams that have, I think Miami's on 10 wins at the moment, so there's a lot of teams that have come here and really struggled and battled. But I thought, if you take away the time and space, you can make their lives a misery. They like to be comfortable on the ball, and I don't think we let them breathe on the ball. So again, we need to apply this every game. This is a final for us now, from now until the season ends. This is the application. This is the game model. This is the way we need to go against every game now, against every opponent. So more of the same.
All right, Tom, keep going.
So what did you have in mind to do to try to slow down what Miami can do and to limit what Messi could do out there?
Yeah, just be compact and make sure we're defending forwards, and make sure we're brave to defend outside our box, and make sure we're able to connect as a group. And I mean, I'd have to count them, but I'm sure our analyst, Sean Rooney, has burnt fingers on the keyboard, because on the computer, because he's tapping all the transitions that we had, and this is our game model. So we just show the game model's intact. The guys have energy. The guys believe. The guys are creating moments. I don't know if we outshot Miami tonight, but I think we're pretty close. So, I think we had very good moments. And this is not a place where you come to and you can just dictate the game. And I thought we dictated the game in a lot of ways, especially in transition.
Some nice runs by Indy, and you kind of move over to the right there after Rasmus came out?
Yes, we just thought with the pressing, I wasn't happy on the goal kicks when they had goal kicks. I wasn't happy with the way we were setting up a few of our moments. So yeah, I knew, and I've seen him play for City too, that he could play that position. So, and that's why we made a call to do that. And I think Indy coming in on his left foot created very dangerous moments, and I think he could have had another goal as well.
Yeah, Sam's play, you alluded to it before, but so close on a few tries that would have got you that fourth goal you needed. I
think you can go through the list, right? We had a lot of plays where we just, a lot of plays, Tom. Yeah. And again, yeah, I'm happy we're getting to these spots. And I'm sure the guys are frustrated that we're not scoring as many goals as we need to be. Yeah, this is the business we're in for. It's the business we signed up for. So we would like to score a few more goals, but yeah, you have to take it with a grain of salt. This opponent in transition, they can hurt you as well. So they command a lot of respect. And yeah, I'm glad that we didn't give them the respect that, through their careers that they deserve. But I'm glad we didn't focus on the names in the field of play.
We got time for 2 more. We'll go to Matt Rocchio first.
Good evening, Coach. A quick question. After that first goal, Tim trails Messi pretty hard, and then obviously the transition, they kind of lose him. Was there a change in how aggressively you were man-marking Messi after that, or they just didn't get that chance again?
No, I mean, that's the game plan in general. If you leave Messi time and space, then it becomes a problem. But again, I saw guys from the front, from the back, from the side. So again, I thought from a tactical match plan, I thought we did a really good job of executing it and making sure that we make the game tough for them. And again, I saw many good moments. We just have to, again, we concede 3 goals. And for our standard, in my eyes, I don't care who we play, and so, yes, we look at it and we're all upset, and, we conceded 3 goals, but there's a lot of ways we can mitigate those goals, and we have to work and focus on that because it's a good team. But yeah, we need to make sure that we walked away here with a win tonight, and unfortunately we don't do it.
We'll conclude with Tom.
Just realized after all this, and you talk about allowing 3 goals, Roman Bürki with another set of tremendous saves to, keep this the result it was. It's like in the head-to-head battle of, Bürki doing everything, to counter Messi on his end.
Yeah, against this team, you're going to give up chances. I've watched it week in and week out, I don't feel that the game should have ever got to that point, where we needed Roman four at least, So I'm thinking as a team collectively, what can we do to put the game to bed, right? And then we can mitigate for much of the season now, in terms of shots conceded and chances given up or what have you. Like, Roman's, this is a game where he makes 2 crucial saves in my opinion. Very, very important. Yeah, listen, we have to learn from this, right? So mitigate the chances. We conceded 3 goals, not good enough. But yeah, we'll move on, take the point, and look forward to next week.
Thanks,
Coach, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Good night, guys.
Folks, we got Chris Durkin here. Go ahead, Tom.
Chris, just a wild one out there tonight, and you guys kept taking the lead and not holding it. How do you feel after one like this when you're up 3-2 late on Inter Miami?
Yeah, I feel definitely disappointed that we only got the draw again. Another draw, another point, and definitely an extremely hard place to play. And we knew it was going to be an end-to-end game. But I was really happy with a lot of our transitions. We won the ball a lot in the midfield and in the back. And yeah, we'll take the point. And we need to take a lot of the positives out of this game. Emptying the tank, everybody working for themselves, for the team. A lot of really good things, but at the end of the day, it's still not a complete performance on our half.
Say something about you guys take a lead, give it back, but you kept fighting to retake the lead.
Yeah, we've been preaching a lot about it's part of our DNA, never giving up. I think a lot of times throughout this season so far, we've been tested and we've come back and scored that goal. Now it's just about maintaining the lead and being smarter, trying to kill the game. It was definitely a difficult game physically, but we worked our butts off, and I'm really proud of the guys, but we still need to look in the mirror and do better.
Next, we go to Jacob from KMOB.
Hey, Chris, maybe talk about the offense a little bit. I know the offense has struggled lately, but the offense seemed to explode here. What was it about maybe the chemistry or what you guys were doing that made it so successful tonight?
Yeah, I think when you continue to look at previous games, we're getting a lot of good opportunities around the box. It's just about being more clinical. And, tonight, I think everybody was a little bit more sharp, a little more focused, and taking care of the ball a little bit more. So, we've been working on that a lot in training, and I think it's paying off. Setting up our teammate for success, and then, making selfless runs into the box. It was a lot of hard work out there. Everybody put in a big shift, and, that should be expected, every single game. So, we take a lot of positives out of the attack for sure. But we could have scored, I think 2-3 more goals, and, we got to kill the game.
Next, we go to Justin.
Chris, I want to ask you a bit about what was going through your head after you scored that goal. You scored a similar one in preseason, but this goal obviously has a little more meaning behind it, given the stature of the game. What were you kind of thinking as you struck that ball?
Yeah, I've talked about it with teammates. It definitely felt like that goal against LA in preseason. I'm happy that this one is in the actual league game. I think it was actually a better shot too. So, really happy with that. I work on shooting a lot after training with the guys. And, I think you see we take a lot of those shots, and, that's why we do it, because we believe that it could take a deflection or one of those is going to go in eventually. So, happy with that, and, happy to help.
We'll go back to Tom.
On the own goal, on the third goal, did you get your head on that one at all?
Yeah, I flicked it. So
But
I
then,
feel like it could be my goal. So we'll see if we can get that.
how important was it for you guys to take the lead in this game to get that first goal?
Yeah, I think it was important to take the lead. But I think it's more important to kill the game. I think there's opportunities to go up 3 goals several times in that game. And it's just about me getting more clinical. I really like the you know, that we never gave up. I felt like we're always pushing for that goal, you know, it just didn't come off. And, you know, we were definitely a lot more clinical this game, but, you know, we can be even more clinical. It's the hardest thing to do in soccer, is score a goal. So, you know, we keep pushing, and, you know, I think if we keep working on these things in training, keep finding that chemistry, you know, I think we have a good base.
This is a team, Inter Miami, that scores a lot of goals, that has some of the best offensive talent in the league. How tough were those last 20 minutes there as you try to close this out, knowing what Miami can do?
Yeah, it was definitely a really end-to-end game. So definitely tough on the legs. You know, that's where we, you know, require our subs to come in and do a good job. And you know, I was really, really happy with how Jose did today. Thought he came and did put in a hell of a performance. You know, really worked hard in the pressing. You know, he's been working hard in City 2 getting games, and you know, he seems sharp. So really happy with him. Extremely disappointed to see go out. You know, he gives so much for us. So I'm hoping that he's okay. But you know, it's like you said, last 20 minutes, it definitely felt like they were, you know, had a little bit more of the upper hand, and we just have to do better with it. I think letting that ball go in behind us, you know, we got to do better with that. We've had too many goals like that so far this season. So something we got to continue to focus on.
How tough is it to play against Messi?
It's tough. It's definitely tough. It was an amazing opportunity, just to play against him, and not only him, but Busquets and Suarez and Alaba, you know, really, really quality guys. So an amazing opportunity. You know, I think nobody stepped down or was in awe of them. I think everybody stepped up, put in a lot of good tackles. And unfortunately, you know, Messi and Suarez both got a goal. But I think we did well managing them for, you know, again, 80 minutes, 85 minutes of the game. It's just about those final plays, those 1 or 2 plays in the game. So, you know, I think everybody can look at confidence with the film, and we can play at the highest level and deal with those guys. It's just about 90 minutes.
In a nutshell, what was the philosophy on defending Messi?
Yeah, I think just to frustrate him, and the other guys around him. You know, they definitely get frustrated with, you know, the intricate parts of the game, putting a hand in, chatting to him a little bit, just anything to throw him off his game a little bit. Obviously, he's incredibly talented, and he's always going to create opportunities, but how can we minimize that? How can we account for him around the box? And I felt like we blocked a lot of good shots, a lot of good tackles around it. But again, he finds, you know, the top of the box where you see a common goal for him. So we have to look at that and just account for the runner again.
We got time for one more. We'll go to Matt Rocchio.
Chris, speaking of great players affecting the game, you know, Eduard Loewen comes in. He only played about 20 minutes his first 2 games. He plays almost the full 90 tonight. He obviously affects the game a lot. Can you just talk a little bit about how just Edu's impact in the midfield and how much it helped you guys tonight?
Yeah, it's amazing to have him back. Really, really happy for him, just to be out there. He gives so much quality on the ball, stability in the midfield, and is a good friend. So I'm really happy to be here with him in the middle. You know, we're both looking forward to this game a lot together, to play alongside each other. So really happy. I think he went longer than expected as well. So he really emptied the tank. That's all he's about. He's about the team, a very selfless guy, and that's what he showed. So good to have him back.
Chris, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, guys, we have Roman Bürki here. Kick things off, Tom.
Roman, what was that like out there in a game going back and forth like that did, and Miami, you guys fighting back to take the lead, and then Miami fighting back, and you get a tie? How do you feel about this one?
Yeah, to be honest, disappointed. You know, we have 3 times the lead, and it just feels like almost a little bit like annoying that we concede like for the 3rd time a goal like 1v1. Nobody's even close to him. Nobody's tracking the runner. You know, like that was against LA the case. That was against Seattle, and now again, you know, like we just have to be better there. And at the end, we could say, yeah, we scored 3 goals. We had a decent performance against a good team. But if you are up 3 times, you have to manage to win the game.
So the offense came through, but so defense is what you see is what I mean, you're playing against a really good defense there, a really good offense in Inter Miami.
Yeah, but still, like that was not brilliantly like a brilliant play. That was just a ball in our back, which happened against, like I said, LA with Guanga, with Morris against Seattle. It's not the first time. We are not. This would be an easy fix if you would just track the runner and not just not be aware of these runs.
We'll go to Jacob.
Hi, Roman. Obviously frustrated about the defensive side of the ball, but what did you see from your offense? It seemed like they were pretty aggressive and they got some good chances, especially early on in this game, from your point of view.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's good. We scored 3 goals, but like I said often, we have to kill the game. I think we had the chances again in the first half to go into halftime with 3 or 4-2. I think Indy had chances, Klaus had chances. We are just still not at the point where we can kill a game and take all their hope away. Like you never know in the situations like this, especially in Miami. Who says like when it's 3-2 or not 3-2, but maybe 4-2? We defend a little bit better. The second goal we concede, maybe it's 3-1, and then they decide to give some guys a rest. You say, okay, Messi, you come out, or something like that. We just have to kill the game. We have to be clever. We have to score goals up front. Our strikers need to deliver. That's just what it is. Altogether, it was a decent performance. But like I said, unfortunate and disappointment that we didn't win.
Next, we'll go to Justin.
Roman, off the heels of the performances heading into this game, I think there will be this positivity out of this. Do you still view this as a good step in the right direction for where this team has been?
Yeah, I said exact same thing to the team after the game now, that I think that we have to be aware the quality is just getting better and better in this league. And if we are not paying attention for even a short moment, especially against a team like Miami, the guy is through and it's a 1v1 situation. That's what I said, but also that it's a step in the right direction and that we have to keep going and believing. I said before the game, we play probably against one of the best teams, if not the best team in MLS. And we got a point here away on the road. That's good. But still could have been more.
Guys, we've got time for exactly 2 more questions, then we got to head out here. So go ahead, Tom.
Roman, it looked like after you made that stop on Messi, I think was it the first half where he kind of said something to you after you blocked that one shot by him. What was the interaction with him you had today?
I was just a dab up, like appreciate it, of course. He said it's good. It was a good save, great save, and yeah, that's it. And the game got was a corner kick, yeah. So I had to be ready again.
Anybody else?
And then he
Go ahead,
gave
Tom.
you swapped jerseys with him after the game? With Messi?
Yes, I saw the chance, and you never know what the future brings. If he's here, if I'm here next season, so or in a few months, you never know in soccer. So I had to make sure that I secured that jersey.
Roman, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys.